This annual dinner allows us to thank our supporters, not only for giving so generously, but also for donating their time. Matthew Radstone, a barrister, chairs WJR 2030. It's our young professional committee for the Jewish leaders of tomorrow who want to make a difference right now. And I'm delighted to have the opportunity to meet him, find out more about his personal connection to WJR and the heritage of the organisation. So please give him a warm welcome. Matthew Radstone. Matthew,
thank you. Thank you.
And Matthew, this all goes back a long way for you. This started with
my grandfather. It goes back to 1945 and to the liberation of my grandfather from the camps and from Theresienstadt, and the fact that the Central British Fund, which was the name of the charity at its inception, was responsible for bringing my grandfather over into this country to Lake Windermere in the Lake District. And so I have an inextricable direct attachment to the charity because in many ways it is responsible for my family's existence.
And he wrote a book about that, but was it ever something that he was able to discuss with the family at the time?
He was incredibly affected by what he suffered, and he lost both of his parents, 5 brothers and sisters, and so it was difficult to engage him, but we got a sense, certainly, at times, of what life was like, and certainly what it was like when he came over into this country. And we received, literally a week ago, my family, a file that was found in WJR's archives that we'd never seen before. And it was about him coming over to the country in 1945 and those formative years of him being here from 45 to 50, 51, and what he went through and what the charity provided him, basically a life and a hope and a future, and us, his family. To see that file, it was incredibly moving, incredibly moving.
And you've updated, if you like, what he experienced and brought it into your life now. You're a barrister, it's a pretty full-time job, you've got a young family, and yet this is something that you have found a lot of time for.
If there is any opportunity to give back to the charity, I will, and I do. And it's a priority in my life. I dedicate myself to it when I'm able to, and we're
just looking here, talk us through this, because I think I half recognise this community centre in Moldova.
We went last month to Moldova. We went to a community centre, as you can see, and the feeling that you get, the way that you are consumed by the work that WJR does, the hope that these people have is tangible and is powerful. And just to illustrate that, the gentleman in that photo, as we were leaving, as we were walking out, was in tears by virtue of the work and the money that those people have received from the charity. And it isn't something that you'd stop thinking about the minute that you leave. It's something that I've thought about ever since, that my brother who came with me has thought about, and my friends. And we think now about any way in which we can to raise money to support those people.
Is it easy to get younger people, the next generation, involved in this kind of stuff?
Well, our aim is to present a foundation for the future leadership of the charity. And so we're not just about raising money as such. And so because of that kind of aim that we have, that target, it has made it easier for us, I think, to attract people. And we've been relatively successful, I like to think.
We wish you all the very best of
luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, I'm grateful. Hi, Bob. How you doing?
Whenever I reflect on the people we help, I can't but conclude that, but for the grace of God, they could be my grandparents, my parents, or even me. This really is our extended family, and we have to make a difference for them tonight.